He had a hip flexor tightened up, and so just felt that, wanted to be extra cautious and felt that, get him out of the game.
You know anything yet for tomorrow?
I think he'll be fine, whether I decide if he's in there or not, but as far as availability, I think he'll be available, yeah.
And Flaherty, what'd you kind of make of that movie about how that all came together, how that looked like?
It was just a pitching clinic. I thought he did a great job of filling up the strike zone with his complete mix, used his fastball when he needed to, just minimize damage. And, once we caught a lead, he did a great job of just going after those guys and attacking. And, for us to get 7 innings in a long series was huge.
Go to Bill in the second row.
Dave, postseason heroics here, pitching from Sandy to Clayton to Fernando and Oral. For you guys to set a postseason scoreless inning record, but to do it with the number of pitchers you've done it with and a bullpen game, and I know Jack went 7 tonight, what does that say about where you guys are as a team, but also how the game has changed?
The game has certainly changed, and I think that from our perspective, I think it's just a collective effort. Certainly the players that were involved in all those scoreless innings have been fantastic. I think defensively, we've been very good defensively, converting outs when we need to. I think the coaches have done a great job of relaying the information and making it tangible and allowing for our pitchers and catchers to do a great job of sequencing, catching the ball the right way, and then the front office, just the information we get. So I just think that how we're preventing runs, it's a complete, team effort, collective effort.
Go to Adam in the front.
Back to Flaherty, there's a lot on a guy when a team brings a high-profile player in at the deadline, and then he gets game 1, and there's more on him. How has he handled all of that part of it, sort of being the guy to come in and help with everything else going on in your starting pitch?
I think that for us, we're getting Jack at the perfect time as far as he's a veteran player. He's been through a lot, highs, lows, and found his way back. This is certainly a childhood dream for him and his family. And we just knew that, you vet a guy and you just feel that he can handle this market, handle pitching in a playoff game, starting a playoff game. And so that wasn't really a surprise for us. And I felt, like I said tonight, I think he's going to spit out a really good one tonight. And, the moment just isn't going to get too big for Jack.
Go to Clinton on the right and then Mike in the middle.
A couple of things tonight, execution-wise at the plate, took the bat out of the hands a couple of times. Everything went right in that regard. Can you talk a little bit about the execution that you guys had up and down the lineup to get so many runs?
Well, I thought, you could see clearly that Senga just didn't have his A stuff tonight. The split was non-competitive. He didn't use a sweeper, and then he was just kind of relying on the cutter, working behind hitters, walking guys. So for us to take our walks, create stress, the Max Muncy base hit was huge. And I just thought tonight we kind of checked down and got some big base hits, whether moving a guy over, moving him up, and then getting a knock. I just thought all night long we were really stubborn. I thought the hitting coaches did a great job of putting together a game plan, and then the players executed.
Mike in the third row.
Dave, you had 10 sacrifice bunts all season. You had 2 in the first 4 innings tonight. What prompted the small ball approach?
It's just playoff baseball. I just think that, it's the fact, the truth of the matter is that the postseason is different than the regular season. And, it's about kind of 90 feet and giving yourself, and some of that was making sure Shohei had a chance to get up. But to Tommy's credit, to Kike's credit, driving in those runs were huge. And then Gavin getting the bunt down, Tommy getting the bunt down. It's just team baseball. And I think that, if you can get a guy in scoring position, it just creates a little bit more stress.
I was asking about Shohei. His numbers are, with guys on base and bases empty, are very extreme this postseason. Why do you think that is? And does it just emphasize the importance of having guys on for him?
It's certainly, we're better when we get guys on with Shohei up to bat. Obviously, when guys are in scoring position, there might be a little bit more focus, but I think right now he's in a good spot. And like I said, that last series, I thought he chased a little bit, but I think tonight he got back into his hitting zone and some good things happened. And even one of his outs, was close to being a homer.
Go to the second row on the right.
Yeah, hey Dave. Just curious for your thoughts on Freddie Freeman tonight, and how is he feeling after the game?
Haven't talked to him yet. I felt good about getting him out after 7. Take some innings off of his legs. My expectation is that he's going to be in there until I hear otherwise.
First row on the right.
Dave, can you just kind of explain how big that is for Flaherty, not just for the win, but what it frees you up to do with the pitching staff tomorrow? And do you know if that will be a bullpen game?
We are going to run a bullpen game. Not sure right now who's going to start this game. I'll let those guys know tonight. But yeah, it's going to be a bullpen game. And we just came out of it with a lot of kind of guys that are rested and raring to go. So I feel good about that. And so, yeah, Jack being able to do that opens up a lot of things and also kind of saves some looks from some of our guys in the pen from some of their guys.
All right, Doc, we'll take one more with Carey back left.
Dave, it might get lost in all this, but just how important was that deceptive throw by Kike Hernandez, especially squashing a potential rally?
It was a huge play. Obviously, I thought right there, I thought Jack was still, the game was still in the balance, and they started to kind of build an inning. But Kike's heads up kind of body going towards third and then throw behind the runner. Just a heady baseball play. And that right there, I thought took the wind out of their sail a little bit. You're looking at first and second base, nobody out. And, I started getting the pen going a little bit right there. So to be able to get that out and get through that allowed Jack to keep going. So that was a huge play by Kike.
All right, we'll get started with Will. First question for Will. Start with Russell, third row on the right.
Well, you guys have kind of struggled with getting length out of your starters over the last month or so. From your perspective, being a part of that, how huge was Jack being able to go 7 and being able to set up the rest of the series?
Yeah, that was awesome by Flair. Give us 7 shutout, set the tone. We needed that. He really stepped up and gave us a really good start.
Clinton on the right.
One of the things Doc mentioned was pitch mix in terms of mixing it up. What were you thinking back there in terms of how you were approaching each guy and Jack's ability to keep everybody off balance?
Yeah, exactly that. Just sticking to strengths for Jack. Obviously, knowing how to attack their hitters. They're a good team, but we just executed pitches, just mixed. You try not to be predictable. You just go one pitch at a time, and he did a great job executing. So, it was fun for me to be back there, see him work, and be a part of that.
Come to the left side, about 4 rows back.
And when Jack's pitching like that, does it kind of just give you the freedom to kind of call a little different game, like whatever you're feeling at the time, because he's executing his pitches so well?
Yes and no. You're going one pitch at a time. You're trying to, find that fine line of, getting too cute or trying to do too much. So just keeping it simple, just going out there and executing each pitch. That's what he did.
Dylan up here in the front.
Well, since Flaherty's been here, Dave Roberts has talked a lot about how the moment never quite gets too big for him. Just kind of wondering before his starts, like what kind of air does he kind of give off?
Yeah, he's got an aura about him. He's super competitive, super focused. I see all his preparation he does for a couple days before a start. It's intense. He's got an intensity about him. So, he's had a great year. He's obviously had great years in the past, and we're fortunate he's pitching for us in the postseason and giving us 7 shutties.
Come to Adam here in the front.
Will, you're out there to win the game. You're not thinking about records, but it's 33 scoreless innings, an all-time record. What is your reflection on being part of that and, sort of the bigger picture in the history of this game?
Yeah, that's cool. It's been a good streak, I guess, for our guys. They just gone out there and dominated. And I'm back there calling the pitches, but it's all those guys, executing, what we're deciding. So just trying to keep it going tomorrow.
Standing up on the left side.
Hey, Will. Rashawn Haylock, KTLA. What goes into your preparation when it's a bullpen game like tomorrow compared to when you have a normal starter?
It's kind of the same. You know, it's conversations with Mark, with Danny, conversations with, you know, the pitchers, kind of what we're thinking, what we're going to do. And it's just, you know, keeping them confident, keeping them going out there, just execute one pitch at a time, and yeah.
All right, we'll get started with Jack Flaherty. First question, we can start with Kirsten, second row on the left.
Jack, first, just to go through 7 scoreless innings and then to have the ovation from the fans, just how special was that for you, just considering playing for this team, being a part of this run, and also setting the tone in this game?
Sorry, I'm a little cold. It's a lot of fun. You can't really put it all into words. But you know, the most important part was coming out and setting a tone. You know, like I said, Will did a really good job. He called a really good game. We had a really good game plan, and defense came out and made plays too. And then, you know, when we get the lead there, I haven't done a really good job of putting together a couple of shutdown innings. So once we get the lead there in the first, to get them right back in the dugout, and then we add another one, and then put another shutdown inning right there. It's kind of huge, just overall. And then, you know, look at the play that Kike made there in the 4th inning. Kind of changes. I don't know what inning it was, but kind of changes the outlook of maybe the way that inning goes. Getting that out there, so it's huge. But you know, being able to be here and have some family in the stands and see some of them beforehand, it kind of just lets you like relax a little bit and understand that we're playing a game and supposed to have some fun.
With your fastball usage and just the command you had today, how did that just set the tone for you personally when it came to executing your pitches and using just everything else kind of?
Yeah, it was huge. Being able to use my fastball tonight was huge. Some of the other things, my slider was a little off early, wasn't able to put it over the plate, and then as the game went on, we were able to mix with everything. Yeah, you know, like Will did a really good job back there, and he got some pitches for me as well. So, yeah, all in all good. Just really just one guy after the other, just feeding off each other. So it's been a lot of fun.
Go to Clinton on the right, third row.
Just to feed off of that, how good did you feel out there in terms of actual execution?
I felt good. I felt like I had kind of figured some things out the last couple days. Just working through things. I felt like my stuff against San Diego was okay, but even in that game I was able to get some outs and put a couple zeros together, and then was just able to clean some things up in my delivery and work on a couple things, work on my stuff, and yeah, you know, warm up before the game felt good yesterday, and just then it just comes out to executing. You know, if you just work on the stuff on the days in between, you know, today just comes down to going out and competing.
Dylan in the front.
Jack, after Game 5 of the DS, you know, Yamamoto kind of talked about hearing from all his teammates and stuff, kind of helped him move past the Game 1 start. I was wondering after like the last start, you know, from a mental standpoint, what you kind of have to do to, you know, what was the process of getting over that?
You know, that's something that we have to do all the time, no matter what. It's no different than the regular season. Maybe just the stakes are a little higher, but it's no different. You got to be able to move on from one start to the next one. You know that the guys in this locker room have your back, and everybody's going to pick each other up, which is what went on in the last series. Somebody has an off day, somebody else picks them up, or you know, somebody doesn't drive a run in, next guy's going to pick them up, and same thing with pitching. But on the pitching side, it's been more of just picking up where the last guy left off. But you know that if the guy coming in after you has got your back, and that's why this whole team has felt, is that everybody is just feeding off each other right now.
You touched on this a little bit earlier about kind of that feeling of relaxation that you had, but right, you grew up here, you came to games here, you know, you're pitching the kind of game that I imagine you dreamed of as a kid. Actually being out there, what does that feel like? What was that like?
You know, it was, I think exactly the way they put it. You know, I saw some family out there when I was warming up, and I had gone to games here with him before, so it was just kind of lets you relax a little bit. At least that's the way it was for me tonight, and just not trying to do too much. Felt like I had tried to do a little bit too much last couple of times out in some big games, and just allow me to be myself, and just go out and pitch and trust my stuff and trust the guys behind me.
As far as like best nights of your career, where does this one rank?
That's tough. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I haven't thrown a game 1, thrown a lot of game 2s and a couple, in a game 5, but a lot of fun to go out and just give us a 1-0 lead at the end of the day. So we still got work to do, but everyone did a good job.
Go to the fourth row in the middle aisle.
Jack, to piggyback off of what Dylan was saying, to the dreams that you had about pitching here, obviously you pitched in high school, but to do it in a game coming after 7 shutout innings, walking off the mound, everyone giving you a standing ovation, 55,000 people, getting that hug from Dave Roberts, your mom right there behind home plate. What is that feeling like, putting your team, in a position 3 wins away from the World Series? And then I saw later you did come out and embrace your mom, gave her a hug. What was that conversation? What did you guys say?
It's hard not to smile about those things. This game is fun. This game's a lot of fun, and I've been lucky to do it since I was a little kid, and I'm still lucky to be able to do it today and be put in these positions, which is why I kind of try to describe all these games as fun. As high pressure as they get, I just tell the guys it's going to be fun, and we got to remember that sometimes. And so, walking off the mound, I usually am able to keep it together no matter what, even if it's the end of an outing. But I kind of had a feeling it was towards the end of the line, and it's hard not to smile there. And then, at least here, like, they had asked me to come back out, so I told my mom I was going to come out and, just give her a hug, kind of the way we have been able to, looking back on high school or a couple other starts when I get the opportunity, just instead of, waiting to meet her underneath or whatnot, if I can just go out, give her a hug, and, tell her thanks for being there and supporting me. It's always important.
Go to Bill in the second row on the left.
As you know, growing up here, the Dodgers have always been about pitching, especially in the postseason. Who are the guys that you watched or maybe heard about from your mom or anybody else that would say, hey, this is what October's all about?
The answer is there's only one, is Kirsch, and regardless of what people want to say about what his postseason numbers are, he's had a hell of a lot of good ones, and he's been an absolute stud for the entirety of his career. And getting a hug from him afterwards and him letting me know like that was a really good job is special, and things that you can't make up. But that dude took the ball every time he got the opportunity to in playoffs, and had some really damn good outings outside of a pitch here and there. So that's the guy you look at. He takes the ball and he wants the ball every time out. So you watch him and you get to be around him, and you watch the way that he works and the way he goes about his business, and is even more special. But I can think back on all those starts that he's had where he was phenomenal, taking the ball in 3 days rest and going out and still going 6-7 innings no matter what. So that guy's second to none.
And for you guys to get, I don't know if you heard the scoreless innings record for postseason, to have 7 as part of that, does that put you maybe one step toward, hey, I'm making my mark here in Dodger postseason history?
We got work to do. It's game 1. It's a really good team over there still. We'll enjoy tonight, but we got a quick turnaround tomorrow. I'll have fun watching these guys go out and compete, and watching everybody come out of the bullpen or whoever takes the ball, and watching this lineup go to work. And so we got work to do. Whatever the score is, who cares? It's great, but at the end of the day, all that matters is going out winning ball games.
Go to the front row on the right.
Just along the lines of growing up here, how does 7 scoreless in an NLCS at Dodger Stadium compare to pitching a shutout in a high school championship game at Dodger Stadium?
Both are cool. There's just different settings, but it's great. I love it, but I just want to be able to give our team a chance to win no matter what, and I was able to do that today. So I can look on it and say that we did a good job today, and I'm looking forward to watching these guys tomorrow and watching until I get to take the ball again. So it's a really good team over there, and we had a good game 1, but we got to come back tomorrow and keep our foot on the pedal and not let up at all.
We'll take the last 2, both on the left side, standing up.
Hey Jack, Rashawn Haylock, KTLA. Yesterday you mentioned being here for the 2015 DS and thinking those are some special arms out there. There's likely a kid that was out there saying the same thing about you tonight. What's that kid kind of thinking and looking fondly at now?
It would be fun. It'd be fun to be out there, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the setting is. We all talk about it when we're playing football and whatnot growing up. I'm sure every single one of us has done it, and put ourselves in the scenario, and yeah, it's the same thing, same game. So it's you just gotta look at it as fun and try to not make things bigger than they are. Not let your imagination get in the way.
Take one last one on the left.
Just to piggyback on a couple questions people already asked, I guess Joe Davis made a Sherman Oaks Little League reference during the game. So I know there's a bunch of Sherman Oaks Little League kids in the stands today. What would you have to say to them about getting here and what they got to do to get here?
Man, those are the days. Those are the best days that we had. I still got my buddies that I played with. Saw a couple of them there in the stands. Just real cool having the support of all of them. But just lets you know that you never know how long those kids that you play with are going to continue to be your friends. And I've been lucky enough to stay friends with a bunch of them for a long time, and some of my closest friends. And it's just nice having that same support. Those guys are family, and yeah, it's great having them out there. And they'll be out here supporting the whole team next the rest of this series and however far we end up going. But today was a good day, and we got some work to do, regroup, clean some things up, and get on with the rest of the series.